Hi, it's Hazy and welcome to my channel. Today I'm just testing out some 3 types of crayons that I have that are watercolours because of a request. I don't know it's how to use them or what happens when you use them. That's basically what I've done there. I'm not an expert in watercolours or watercolour crayons, which is probably a good thing in this instance because of you know, basically what you use them for. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, that'd be great if you'd like to subscribe. I'm mainly junk journals and little and things like this. Little things like that. I do actually show that on the thing because that's partly what I've done. Making little books and things like that. Okay. Okay then, so thanks very much and let's go. Okay, so this is a little test. I've got 3 types of, well, sort of 3 types. I've got I've got those. This is these are probably out of I don't know, it depends if you can find them. Perhaps you can find some that somebody doesn't want anymore, or they've done another type. That's Faber-Castell. Let's find this is an Inktense. Let's have a look. This is Vivid Green. What's this one? Phthalo green or something? Phthalo green, yeah. But I don't know how to pronounce phthalo. And let's try the Inktense. I've only got a few of these Inktense ones, and this one is teal green. Let's try that. So I'll just move them up there a bit. Let's try Inktense first here. Oh no, I've got 2 Inktenses. I need an Arteza. Here it is. So Aegean blue, whatever that is. Okay, I've never used these before. I'm not an expert at all. So if you're a beginner too, that's great, isn't it? Because we're both beginners. I'm not a beginner. You know what I mean? I've not not really used. I'm not exactly a beginner. Right, so that one is Arteza. This one is going to be Inktense. Inktense. And this one's going to be Faber-Castell. Okay, and I'm going to see how they dissolve in water. Let's have a look. When we're just putting down a bit of scribble like that. Okay, that's the Arteza. Let's give it a good. So if you don't want to see the scribble anymore, but want to see what results are underneath. But I think it looks quite nice when you've got a bit of scribble actually. On my that I was doing the other day. That one dissolves well. This is the Inktense. So I'm taking a lot more time doing this than I was the other day. I was just going over it like that. And that's dissolved well. And the Faber-Castell. There we go. And that's dissolved well as well. Oh, yes, look how well they've done it. Yes, it's brilliant, isn't it? Look at that, looks like, because this is proper watercolour paper. This is cold pressed watercolour paper. Okay. Okay, let's try the other way around. We're going to get a streak of water for each one. Can we see what we're doing? Because I've just filmed it and you could not see what I was doing. I've probably told you loads of things that I'm forgetting to tell you now. Right, Arteza. Right, okay, let's go for the Artezas. I've done a bit of scribble. I think they look nice when you've got a bit of scribble. And you're edging up things, you know, like, because this is obviously, I do junk journals, so I'm basically, we just use crayons for edging up things, or, you know, going around the edges of pictures, or, what was I doing? Let's see if I can find what I was doing. It was this, wasn't it? That was one of them. So I've gone around the edge and scribble, and I've just done that around the edge. That's one of them. Is there anything else in here? No, not in that one. Oh, yes, it's this. I've gone around the edge in that. So that's all we basically do. Anybody who's watching that's a complete expert in watercolours. So it's not a professional. I'm not a professional artist or anything like that. Oh, and I've done that with distress ink. So that's it. Oh yeah, that's what I've done. Not these were done by the Inktense. Okay, can we see that? The Inktense these were, so they were done by the Inktense. Probably done it on there as well. Yeah, and this as well. These are the Inktense because it's the only one I had out. These are probably Inktense as well. And it makes a nice effect around the edge. It's just basically scribble, just to edge up and that as well. Yeah, scribble there, look. But it gives the impression of plants. I've only done one colour, I think. So that's good. And didn't do anything on that one. Yeah, so that's what I was doing. I think that's the sort of level what art we do in in junk journal. Right, the Inktense. It's getting a bit dry now. Perhaps we ought to get a bit more water on it. Okay, that's the effect you get with that. So perhaps if you wanted to get an effect, immediate effect without messing about, perhaps put water down first, and the Faber-Castell. There we go. And that gives, see the different effects. That sort of like makes it look like watercolours when you've really given it a good brush in. Okay, so really give it a brush in. See, and if you're watching and you are an expert at watercolours, then you can see how a beginner actually does, I suppose, rather than how they feel. Anyway, that's done that, and that's sort of like it's. But when you put water on it again, it doesn't seem to. Oh, that's because it might be because it's Inktense. So Inktense, apparently, I don't think this is right with the crayons, but with the half pan, the watercolours aren't supposed to blend if you put water on it. So that might be why that's doing that. Don't know whether these will. Just rubbing the paper now. It's not. Right, okay, I'm going to try it on some coffee dyed paper as well. Same experiment. Let's have a look. Right, so we're going for the Arteza. Inktense. Probably don't need to do it on the other one. I just got a normal one there, but I think it's the same paper really. Faber-Castell. Okay, brush. There we go. Right, okay, so find brush. This is normal copy of paper, really, isn't it? With the again, you can make it disappear if you want to. I didn't do it. And it will wrinkle the page quite a bit. It does a bit that as well, obviously, because that's if you stretch the paper. I did learn that at college, really, but I think I was away for the day. I did that. But I've done it before. What you do is stretching paper. If you wanted to stretch the paper, you wet it completely and get some gummed paper and wet the watercolour paper, gummed paper, then just wet the gum paper on the sticky side and then stretch it by putting it on the tape and then just taping it around the edge, and that would stretch the paper and that would make it completely flat, and then you can use it probably because it's already been wet, I suppose. But there we go. Now we can do the other way around. Let's get 3 streaks of. I've tried to stretch copy paper actually on video. One of those things I did. It's hilarious, you know, because I was because what you had to do is make 35 videos, and the first 30 is that the Yes, it is. No, this is the Inktense. Sorry, Inktense. This one's the Inktense. Just to confuse everybody, this is the Inktense here. Right, that's the. Again, it's done probably the same as what it did there. And right, Karen or anybody else, if you've got any more questions, let me know. Okay, let's have a look. Faber-Castell's here. That's actually not so wet. I can remember I left that quite a while, didn't I, before I put the colour on it. It's really dried up quite quickly. And this is the Arteza. Which do I prefer out of these? Right, I would say the Artisan, you can tell it's cheaper. I don't know if it is, but I've got loads and loads of these for not much money, but they will do absolutely fine. I would say I do like the Inktense, even though it's Derwent. Not a fan of, I tell you what, I'm not a fan of Derwent because they have these crayons, normal crayons, and I could not stand them. They did not do what you wanted them to. They were very, I don't know, flat. I don't know. There was something about them I didn't like. And you know, I think that's why I went completely off Derwent. That's all I need to do really. I don't really need to do this because this is similar to that, isn't it? Anyway. So as you can see, I'm not an expert, but as you can see, all the crayons work. Depends what you want. If you wanted more intense, put the water on first, by the looks of it. And the other one, you can always put some extra colour on, but I don't see the point really. There we go. So that's how they work. That one's absolutely fine. Yeah, they're fine. It's just you can't really tell much difference. Only I've definitely can tell that slightly. But then there's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. Arteza. It works as well as the others if you're just doing sort of like the edges like we do in adjunct journals. Okay. Right. So I'm going to basically say adjunct journaler testing, because obviously I'm not an expert in, I'm not a watercolour expert or anything like that. In fact, my watercolours turn out muddy, which is not a bad thing when you look at what beautiful flowers. They turn perfect for junk journals, especially if you want a vintagey look. Anyway, I will go now and say thanks very much for watching. I do hope you like my experiment, Karen, and anybody else. Thank you.